Welcome back, Coastal Bend. Meteorologist Diamond Dixon here with the live look outside our water sky cam overlooking that soon-to-be complete New Harbor Bridge. Hope you've been enjoying your weekend. Happy Groundhog Day. Well, if you do follow me along on my news Facebook, I talked about how, well, the groundhog saw his shadow. Good old Phil, he saw his shadow, and that means that we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter. Although that does seem a little controversy for us here in the Coastal Bend because we're warm this week, and guess what? The next pretty much 6 to 10 days, we're going to also be likely warmer, especially here in Southeast Texas, about from February 8th through the 12th. So we won't be feeling, of course, that winter cold like maybe other portions that are well north of us that will be likely cooler, even seeing snow later on this week. So we have been graced by sunshine. Temperature feel like wise, you could see we're 69 in Port Aransas, 72 in Rockport, 75 in Ingleside, 77 in Beeville, 78 Mathis, 79 Robstown, 76 here in Corpus Christi, 79 also in Kingsville. Further inland, we're still hanging on to the low to almost mid-80s there for George West. So ideally, we're pretty warm, I would say, for the beginning of February. So current winds, like I mentioned, were kind of increased for Corpus Christi there. South-southeast winds coming in at 20 miles per hour. Everywhere else is kind of between 10 to 15 miles or less. But what I can tell you as far as what the rest of our pretty much week looks like, we're going to still see highs like this of 82. That's what we hit today, but nowhere near that record back in 2006 of 93 degrees. That's really, really warm. So this was 10 degrees warmer than what we were today. But our highs for this week will remain kind of in that same range, low 80s. So we took a little bit of a variation today as far as our past 10 hours. We started off this morning around 50 degrees. We hit that forecast high between 12 and 4, which was 82 degrees. And now we're back into that kind of upper 70s right now, and we'll eventually come back down. Hour by hour, how we're looking, we'll be at 65 there by 8 o'clock, and then by 11, 64. Southeast wind still hanging on, and we'll ride 64 well into Monday morning. But the most important thing about what we're going to see is really, yes, moisture. You could see our dew points are kind of going up between comfortable and muggy, but really what that is, increased moisture working back into the forecast, isn't actually giving us rain chances this week. It's actually in relation to fog. So you could even see between, it's all in the unlikely range, barely at the cusp of isolated, but we will have some impacted visibility, and that really starts overnight tonight. You could see the visibility will be about a mile for a lot of our communities, even less than that. So if you just look ahead, we're going to have very much impacted visibility with that dense fog that will settle in pretty much overnight into early Monday morning and make a return also Monday night. Here's a look at our forecast. Lows tonight, pretty much the 60s all around, upper 50s for our northern communities. And if you want to plan out your next week ahead, once again, highs will remain into the low 80s and our lows will be in the mid 60s all week long.